To analyse, I'm delighted to be joined live in the studio by the royal author. She was Prince Harry's biographer, spent a lot of time with him, Angela Levin. So, Angela, look, firstly, these revelations from the ghostwriter were very fascinating to me because by the end of the piece he's saying, oh, Harry and Meghan are lovely and they looked after me, and I'm sure he's very happy with the millions and millions made.
She gave him sweets.
Yes, she bought him sweets.
Big deal, yes.
But it's very clear that working with Harry is really difficult. Mm. He's troubled.
Yes, I think, you know, he's got to a terrible down stage where the only way he can actually feel he's powerful is to shout and scream at people. And I think that's because he's very unhappy. I mean, he's got every opportunity to cut off everything, draw a line, a big line, and move on, but he won't. He wants to sit there and get very, very determined that he's going to get his way, even if he's asked an expert to give him advice. He won't take any advice from anyone except Meghan. Then he does absolutely what she tells him to do.
Yes, because what it seemed to me is like this ghostwriter was trying to save him from himself. He was trying to exclude certain parts of the book that were inappropriate. But I'm thinking, my goodness, what did he leave out? Because there was so much inappropriate stuff left in this book.
Yes, well, I think probably they had arguments about that. He said that there were lots of other arguments. I think we didn't need to know about his private parts. No. We didn't need to know that William was circumcised, especially when he called him Willie. I thought that was absolutely disgusting. It should have all come out. And if he'd just gone through how he hasn't found himself yet or something like that in the book and the things that happened, fine, but not to use it to absolutely swipe his family. And I thought, you know, he looked very lonely and tense when he walked in through the cathedral, when all his cousins have got their partners. And I thought that, you know, come on now, he's married to a woman who's supposed to love him. Why isn't she there helping him? And why doesn't she say to him, listen to this man, because he's an expert, he's won awards, he knows what he's talking about. But she doesn't seem to want to be there when she's needed because she's busy going out for a walk or something like that, you know. And I think he doesn't know how to handle it. I think he's pulled in two directions. The few parts of him that actually like what happened in his youth and how the monarchy exists, and the other is that he's absolutely obsessed with Meghan and he has to obey her and keep her happy, which he can't do because she's one of those women that nothing's ever enough.
And then, when he's dealing with 4 court cases, imagine the pressure that piles on. And we're going to be talking later in the show about the details of the Mirror case which came to court today.
Yeah.
But you know the man, Angela. You know his psyche. Why is he so obsessed with being involved in court case after court case? Because, look, having been involved with those sorts of high-profile court cases myself, not out of choice, they take a huge emotional toll. Yet he wants to be involved in as many as possible.
Because he wants power. Anything that gives him power. Who listens to him now? We saw when the service was going on, nobody cared 2 hoots about him. There weren't boos, there weren't claps. You know, he's irrelevant. And to make himself unirrelevant, if that's a word, that he wants to keep going and win.
And let's just be very clear about what he's trying to do. He's trying to shut down people like you, he's trying to shut down people like me who honestly commentate and report on his life, which is actually something that journalists should be able to do.
Well, I liked him a lot when I wrote the book. I wasn't unkind at all. But I think
reacted based on his behaviour.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of time with him. We went to engagements and all that, so we had long conversations in the palace, and I built up a picture. It's a sort of verbal picture, isn't it? And I think that that's not the point with him now. The point is to slice everybody, to try and give himself a position. Of course, he hasn't got it. I spent a while looking up what he does now in the day and who his friends are. Well, you know, he doesn't seem to have friends. Meghan's got the friends. And what he's doing is self-care. He spends a lot of time doing that.
It's Meghan's world.
Yeah.
He just lives in it.
Well, he doesn't live, he has to endure it, actually, I think.
What do you make of Sarah Vine's point in the Daily Mail today that Harry now feels like a brittle has-been?
Well, he is a brittle has-been. No doubt about it.
So you agree with her?
Well, I do agree with her, because what is he giving to the country? Nothing. What is he giving in America? All he's doing is moaning and whining. How is he behaving as the son of the king? He is trying to attack him. He's trying to bring him down. He didn't look at him when he came in. He didn't have time to go and say, you know, well done, Dad, and well done, William, you know. And if you don't give anything, but you want it all back to you, you're out in the cold. And the whole nonsense of going back, rushing back to be with Archie for his birthday, you got there at 8:30 at night. No 4-year-old has a birthday at 8:30 at night. But we saw Meghan walk, who said she had to say there to be authentic, one of her favourite words, and that she would, you know, wanted to be with him all day, but she was out walking with friends. So that's a hypocritical thing to say. And he can't understand that what's going on. It's all a mess.
Exactly.
It's all a terrible mess.
But as you say, Angela Levin, he has to obey her. You know, and there you go.